Welcome to class, everybody. My name is Mr. Uranga. Mr. Uranga, is this gonna be... You can call me Mr. Uranga, Mr. Uranga, Mr. U, Coach. Hey everyone, I'm Mr. Uranga. I'm gonna be your geometry teacher. I know it's a hard name to pronounce, like in the TikTok. You can call me Mr. Uranga if you can say it, or you can just call me Mr. U. That's completely fine. Just whatever you do not call me Uranga, okay? That's one of my biggest pet peeves. So like I said, I'll be your geometry teacher this semester for geometry support. But before we get into the class, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So this is my second year at Campbell. I also taught geometry last year. But aside from teaching, here are some of the other things that I like to do. So I also coach soccer at Campbell. I'm going to be coaching the freshman team this year, which is new. I also play soccer. My main position is goalkeeper, and I've been playing for 19 years. Check out some of my highlights. I'm also a bit of a musician. I like to play the piano, and I've been playing for about 14 years. Take a listen. So that's a little bit about me as your teacher. So now I'm going to talk about the class, what you should expect. Now, as I go through some of this information, I recommend you get a paper and pencil and write down some questions and bring them to the live session in case you have them. So pause the video and get a piece of paper and a pencil if you don't have one. So this class is the support class that goes with geometry. So here's some information. It's very similar to how foundations worked with Algebra 1. Support counts as an elective credit. You take it in the fall. It counts towards your GPA just like any other class. It's not required for graduation, so if you fail the support class in the fall, it doesn't affect your ability to graduate. And it's going to focus mostly on the basic concepts and skills needed for geometry. The geometry class, which is what you'll take in the spring, that counts as a math credit. You take it in the spring. It counts towards your GPA just like the support class does. But this one is required for graduation. So you can fail in the fall and pass in the spring and you'll still move on. And we go more in depth into geometry. So it's going to see a lot of repeating concepts, but we're going to go more in depth with them. Alright guys, so I'm going to walk you through CTLS and what your expectations are. So first you want to click on your class and it's going to open up the home page. As you can see, you always want to go to the digital sessions tab every time you start. Okay. So if you click on the digital sessions tab, it'll have something for each day. So right now for today, and then you'll see a PowerPoint come up. So the PowerPoint will be like your checklist. It'll be like your guide for the day. It'll walk you through everything that you're supposed to do for today. So this is the one for today's day. So you click on the arrows at the bottom to get to the next slide. So the first thing that will come up is some kind of warm-up. Now for today, it's just a survey since it's the first day, just so I can get to know you a little bit and have some information about you as we start the year. So you're going to enter in these questions, write your name, how it is on Synergy, put a name that you like to go by. I'm writing Mr. U over here. And it's just other information, personal information that helps me. No one else will see these answers other than me. So it gives me some emergency contacts and also some information just about what you like so I can get to know you a little bit better. Okay. The next thing you'll see is a video. The video is not up there yet because I'm still working on it, but you'll be a video which will have the lesson for today. It's a pre-recorded video, so you'll just watch it all the way through, take notes, and write down any questions that you have. Then we're going to have a live session. So if you look in the top left, it says Join Live Classroom. Right now I can't click that because I haven't started it yet, but once I start the live session, you can click on that to join in. And then there will be some questions from the video that you will have to answer. We will have a discussion about the lesson, and you can bring in any questions that you have. There may also be some practice problems for you to work on in the video, and this will be the time that we go over those. You'll find that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes we will split up into groups. So there's an option where I can put you guys into groups, and I may have you discuss some problems in there and discuss what answers you got. And then there will be some kind of closer to the lesson, to the live session. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the chat feature. So if you look on the right side of the screen, it says chat, it says system, you have joined the session. This is a place where if you are not talking during the live session, this is a place where you can put in any questions you have. You can answer questions if I ask them. Like if I say, is it true or false? You can write your answer in there. You can also ask questions, like here I wrote, what time is lunch? Just a question that I thought of. But you can ask questions about the lesson and we can discuss them. Now, another thing that you're expected every day is that there will be some assignment for you to do on your own independently. So if you look at the top where I just clicked lesson assignments, that's where the lesson will be. Lesson uploads, that's where you will upload your assignment. And lesson resources. Right now there's only one resource, which is the textbook. If you click on that, it takes you to this website. There's 2 geometry textbooks. This one right here that I'm highlighting. There's also one at the very top where it says accelerated analytic geometry. We will mostly be using the one on the bottom that I highlighted if we're going to use it. And it's more of a resource for you to use. It's not necessary. So make sure that you always go to digital sessions when you log in and go through the PowerPoint to know what you're supposed to do for the day. Now I'm going to talk about some of the supplies you're going to need for this class. Now obviously I think it goes without saying that you'll need some kind of device to access CTLS, whether it's a laptop or a tablet or a cell phone. Other than that, here are some of the recommended materials that you'll need. First of all, calculator. So this is the TI-36X Pro. You probably use this in algebra. This is the calculator that we use in geometry as well. If you have one, that's great. If you don't, they're available on Amazon or at Walmart for about $20, so not super expensive. There's also online resources for calculators that I will show you the links. Other than that, I recommend that you keep a notebook to take notes, especially because we're working digitally. I won't be able to provide the note pages for you, so you'll have to be responsible for your own notes. That being said, if you want to keep digital notes, like in a Word document, that's fine as well, and I'll provide some resources for that. So attendance is mandatory. We're going to be taking attendance every day. You're expected to be in your class during the time for that period. So if you're in second period, you're expected to be there during second period time. Third period, same, and fourth period, the same. However, if you're going to miss a day, I strongly recommend that you communicate with me in advance. So if you know you're going to miss on Tuesday, then send me an email and say, hey, I'm not going to make it on Tuesday. And then I can give you what you need ahead of time, so that way you are prepared and don't get behind. Same goes if you're going to be tardy. So if you're going to show up late to the session, just send me an email and let me know. It helps me out a lot to know who's going to be there and who's not. And then I can also give you what you need for if you're late. Key here is communication. As long as you communicate with me, you'll be okay. And we'll make sure that everything is fine. So in terms of behavior, I'm not expecting too many behavioral issues since we're working online. Most of what you're going to be doing is going to be away from each other. Main thing I need to talk about with behavior is the expectations when we go live. So when we have a live session, you're expected to be on mute as long as you're not speaking. If you're asked to speak or you have something to share or ask a question, then you can unmute yourself. While somebody else is talking, everybody else should be muted, including myself. I'm going to mute myself when somebody else is talking, so that way there's no background noise or distractions or people making noises that will disrupt the lesson. You shouldn't be using your cell phone during a session. Now, I'm going to ask that the cameras are on so that I can see. However, if you need to get up and do something, or something's going on in the background that's distracting, you can turn off your camera to make sure you take care of that. And the last thing is the chat feature. There is a chat on the side of the video. Make sure you use that responsibly. Okay? All the chats will be saved, all the lessons will be recorded. So anything that you say that's inappropriate will be there, and there will be disciplinary actions if you decide to use it irresponsibly. You use it to ask questions, you can use it to make comments. Do not use it to have conversations with your friends. Do not use it to make inappropriate comments. So last thing to discuss in terms of expectations is cheating, okay? We're going to be working online, so you're going to have access to the internet, and if you can use the internet as a tool to help you, but you shouldn't use it to find the answers. You'll find that most of the things that we're going to do when we're digital is going to be open-ended questions, which means it's going to be free response. There's not going to be always a right or wrong answer, and it's going to be more of what are you thinking more than did you get the right answer or not. So that's going to be one way to try to eliminate cheating. I know that you guys can try to share answers with each other, and that's where if you're putting the exact same answer as somebody else, it will be considered cheating and you will be asked to redo the assignment, or you will be given a 0 on the assignment. There's absolutely zero tolerance on cheating. And in the end, just remember, my main job is to support you, help you learn, help you grow. So let's make this a great semester. Can't wait to work with you.